Welcome to Old School Movies podcast, where I, Nora, your host, will share my reviews on some old but gold box office hits in the late 1990s and early 2000s. Rest assured that I will try not to spoil much of their golden details so that you can sit back and enjoy them later. For today's episode, let's dive into my top movie that exceptionally portrays different aspects of smiles through tears. May I ask you this question? Are you a big fan of comedy? If so, how many of them can you list? What is your impression of different films? For me, I don't know why, but I rarely happen to come across any comedy throughout my life. Most of the time, the comedies I managed to have a look at were just sitcoms on the TV. I did try to Google search for any humorous movies aiming for a change from my usual preference of romance or action genres. But unfortunately, after some first few attempts of my life trying to immerse myself into different plots of some comedy, I have to say, it was quite a mixed feeling experience. I admitted that there were some impressive contents whose purposes seemed not only to entertain the viewers, but also to convey meaningful lessons and messages with a humorous perspective. But generally, I tended to end up finding all of them nearly shared the same setting and similar story development, which largely illustrated our normal daily lives with some sarcasm to make the audience laugh. At the same time, I feel like for this special genre, it's hard for most films to keep the humor aspect staying afloat throughout almost 2-hour duration. And because of that, I sometimes lose my excitement halfway through. So, to make it short, I don't expect myself to be drawn to any comedy-like entertainment. I also wonder whether most comedies are playing a bit safe on the widescreen with some conventional formula, which is too centric to exaggerating daily life's aspects, adding some funny elements, and boom, there is a movie which may not seem very impressive or unique, but still entertaining in general. What if there is a comedy that doesn't follow such convention? Will it have to pay any cost, like being neither funny nor impressive? However, history has proved that thinking out of the box still creates some success that sometimes is beyond usual expectation. If there is a comedy retelling a tragic time of the World War II Holocaust with a totally funny and even sarcastic voice, do you normally find it impossible for such work to be nominated in any Oscars categories, not mentioning the chance to win? To my surprise, and maybe to your surprise as well, there is such a comedy that was exceptionally awarded with not 1 or 2, but 3 Oscars trophies in the category of the Best Foreign Language Film, the Best Actor, and the Best Original Music Dramatic Score. I'm very honored to introduce you to Life is Beautiful, 1997, directed by and also starred by Roberto Benigni, which romantically crafts a love story of youths in the fascist Italy, lively illustrates the Jews' lives in Nazi camps, and also humorously showcases meaningful life perspectives in such a hopeless era. Life is Beautiful 1997 is a poignant blend of comedy and tragedy, directed by and starring Roberto Benigni. It was inspired by Rubino Romeo Salmoni's book In the End, I Beat Hitler, and by Benigni's father, who used to stay in the Bergen-Belsen concentration camp for 2 years during the Second World War. The film is set in World War II era Italy and follows Guido, played by Roberto, a charismatic and optimistic Jewish man who wins the heart of Dora, a school teacher. They marry and have a son, Giosue. Their happiness is shattered when Guido and his family are deported to a Nazi concentration camp. To shield Giosue from the horror of their reality, Guido uses his wit and humor to convince his son that their ordeal is part of an elaborate game, where points are earned by following strict rules and avoiding detection. The grand prize, Guido tells his son, is a real tank. Amid the brutal conditions of the concentration camp, Guido maintains his facet of the game, creating an illusion of hope and safety for his son. He cleverly navigates the camp's dangers, shielding Josue from the harsh realities around them. Guido's unwavering love and selflessness keep his son's spirits alive. In a heartbreaking climax, Guido sacrifices himself while ensuring Josue's survival. After the camp's liberation, Josue reunites with Nora, believing he has won the game as a real tank appears. The film concludes with a bittersweet message about the power of love and imagination in preserving innocence amid profound darkness. What totally impressed me is the unique art of character building. Guido's personality is a wholesome combination of unwavering positivity, illustrated through his witty sense of humor and even will to realize his pursuit in love and life. From the moment he appears on the screen, Guido's charisma and resourcefulness captivate, making him not just a character, but a symbol of resilience and hope. His relentless optimism transforms everyday interactions into magical experiences as he uses his humor to charm Nora and later to protect his son from the harsh realities of their world. In the face of overwhelming adversity, Guido's humor becomes a shield, turning fear into laughter and despair into a game of imagination. His actions demonstrate the power of perspective, showing that even in dire circumstances, a positive attitude can reshape how we experience the world. Guido's light-hearted approach to life is a lesson in facing challenges with grace and courage. His story teaches that positivity and relaxation can alleviate even the most daunting issues, helping us find clarity and strength to endure. His journey also inspires us to seek joy, embrace humor, and maintain faith in the brighter moments life has to offer. Though Life is Beautiful 1997 mostly revolves around Guido's different humorous aspects in life, for me, it isn't tedious at all. Personally, I think this is largely attributed to a nice hidden development of Guido's love story, from an affection at first sight of two young Italians to a lasting conjugal love between husband and wife. Guido's love for his wife, Nora, is not expressed through wealth or luxury, but through thoughtful actions that show he understands her deeply. From orchestrating whimsical surprises to making her feel special with his wit and charm, Guido's attention to the little things demonstrates the essence of genuine affection. It's true that love is not measured by grand gestures, but by small, sincere acts that touch the heart. Even in the darkest moments, separated from Nora in a concentration camp, Guido's love does not waver. He uses the only tool he has left, his humor, to reassure her from afar. By playing music over the camp's intercom, a melody they once cherished together, he reminds her of their bond and the hope they share. These small yet profound gestures carry more weight than any material gift, showing that love is about connection and care. No matter the era, it is sincerity and heartfelt kindness that create and sustain relationships. Grand gifts may impress momentarily, but it is the everyday acts of understanding, warmth, and thoughtfulness that truly nurture love. Guido's story reminds us that love flourishes in the simple but meaningful ways we show we care. Beyond humor and romance, the highlights of Life is Beautiful 1997 is an indescribable paternal bond between a father and a boy, which is always profound but tends to be overlooked on screen and in reality. In traditional settings, Fathers were often seen as stern figures, especially towards sons, embodying discipline and restraint. However, Guido breaks his mold. Like maternal love, fatherly affection is deeply instinctive and comes in many forms. He prioritizes preserving his son Josue's innocence and mental well-being, even amid the horrors of a concentration camp. Guido's love manifests through his unwavering humor and optimism. In the face of unspeakable tragedy, he transforms their grim reality into a make-believe game, using laughter as a shield to protect Josue from fear and despair. He playfully treats threats as part of the game, diverting his son's attention from the surrounding dangers. This not only ensures Josue's physical safety, but also preserves his sense of wonder and hope, sparing him the psychological scars of their ordeal. While maternal love is often celebrated for its nurturing nature, Guido's story reminds us that fatherly love can be equally profound, expressed in unique and creative ways. Fathers, too, instinctively sacrifice and protect, demonstrating love that adapts to the challenges of their circumstances with strength and tenderness. It also plays an irreplaceable role in any child's early life. Life is Beautiful 1997 delivers a powerful message about finding hope and meaning in the darkest of times. I really admire the film's rare ability to blend humor with sorrow, creating a deeply moving experience for the audience. It invites laughter through Guido's playful antics, only to leave a lingering sadness as the deeper purpose of his actions unfolds. This bittersweet mix reflects the reality of families during that era, moments of happiness heart-won amidst overwhelming grief and danger. The heart of the story lies in a father's quiet yet profound sacrifice. Guido's humor is not just for show, but a shield of love, crafted to protect his son from fear and despair. Beneath every joke is the courage and strength of a father determined to preserve his child's innocence, even in a world stripped of humanity. His unconventional approach redefines fatherhood, proving that a protector's role can be fulfilled not only with stoic strength, but with compassion and creativity. This story also offers a reason and a lesson. By changing how we view our struggles, even the hardest situations can reveal unexpectedly beauty. Guido's resilience inspires to adopt a new perspective, one where positivity becomes a tool to navigate life's challenges with grace and hope. Now, just a bit of food for thought for you all. Looking back to what you've been through, or what you're going through, change your attitude towards it a bit. Will you see a nicer view, which doesn't seem unrealistic at all? So that's the end of my sharing today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode and found it interesting. For your convenient reference to the historic events I mentioned, please find the links to my blog page in the description, where I have compiled all the related information. If you have any questions or you want to discuss more on what I shared today, please leave your comments below. I would like to talk to each of you more as well. You can search for more episodes of this Old School Movies podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and my own blog page. Thank you for listening to today's episode all the way to the end. And I hope to see you again in my next episode of Old School Movies, which will be released soon. Once again, this is Nora, your host. Thank you so much and goodbye.